All right, they are lumpy, they are bumpy, and in some cases they are downright dangerous and treacherous. We're talking about our roads in desperate need of repair. And as we've been leading the charge to get them fixed, Lansing politicians cannot seem to agree on a plan to get them fixed.
Yeah, one plan resurfacing is to have Michigan's businesses pay a share of the repair bill.
Now, leading that charge, Mike Jackson, the Executive Secretary-Treasurer of the Michigan Regional Council of Carpenters and Millwrights, MRCC, also part of the Citizens for Fair Taxes Coalition.
Also, Rocky Richkowski, former state representative, is with us as well to talk about this issue. Mr. Jackson, let's start with you here. Tell us about your proposed plan and what you would like to see here when it comes to corporations and taxes.
Absolutely. Look, our plan is simple. You know, it's fair, it's straightforward. What we'd like to do is take a little less than half of the corporate tax cuts that were given in 2011 and put them directly to roads and bridges. If you remember, in 2011, corporations were given a $2 billion tax cut, but middle-class families and pensioners were given a $1.6 billion tax increase. And now most of the plans that are being discussed in Lansing put the roads and bridges right back on the backs of the middle class and working families, and we think it's time for corporations to pay their fair share.
Now, Rocky, the governor weighed in on this, saying that it would to raise this corporate tax, in essence, would really undo economic progress that we've been making over the last few years. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. This is not what Mike Jackson actually purports it to be. This is actually an 83% increase in the state's income tax on corporations. And if you're looking at potential individuals or corporations that are hiring Michiganders, this is going to send them a message that Michigan is not the place you want to come to do business.
Mike, how do you counter that? Because that is the argument we hear from Republicans a lot. And the Senate plan and the Republican plan, neither of them include an increase in corporate taxes. So what do you say to that?
Well, absolutely. Again, the corporations are going to say whatever they have to say to keep from having to pay more taxes. The bottom line is more and more economists are agreeing that you have to give the middle class and working families expendable income in order to build a real economy. We don't buy into this, businesses running out the door just because they have to pay their fair share to build roads and bridges they use every day to profit from.
Mike, I agree with you that we need to give tax relief to middle class individuals that are struck by poverty, but this is not the way to do it. By increasing corporate taxes, you're going to increase the cost of goods. You're going to increase the fact that Michigan businesses will not be competitive across the United States when competing with other businesses. What you're doing is you're actually tying the second hand behind the back of Michigan corporations, and you're hurting Michigan's economic ability to compete on the national forefront.
And I
disagree. Just a bad deal. I know you can disagree, but this is bad because you're increasing taxes, and those taxes to corporations, guess what's going to happen? They're going to roll down in prices in Michigan. And that's why individuals that support your proposal, I don't get where they're coming from. These are the same types of individuals that supported tax credits for corporations to come here. They supported the movie tax credits, for example, but yet they're against businesses having, or they're actually in support of businesses raising the income tax for corporations.
And Mr. Jackson, also, there is a valid point that it's going to be hard to find support because the Republicans control the House and the Senate anyway, so no matter what you come up with, it's going to be a hard sell, don't you think?
Well, again, we're taking this ballot proposal straight to the people. And according to our polling, this is supported in a very big way by the people in the state of Michigan. And I disagree with with this putting that big a burden on the corporations. Actually, job growth slowed down in Michigan after those tax cuts were given. If you put money into the hands of working class people, they spend it. And when they spend it, they help build the economy. And quite frankly, if you fix the infrastructure, it will make it more appealing for businesses to come to Michigan.
But you're not giving tax cuts to the middle class. You're actually hurting them by making the cost of products go up in the state of Michigan. This is bad for business. This is not just, by the way Mike Jackson purports this to being is a 5% increase. This is not a 5% increase. This is an 83% increase in business taxes across the board. And anyone that signs this petition, and we've heard what happened at the State Board of Canvassers. At the State Board of Canvassers, they said that each petition has to have all the ballot language on the back of it or stapled to the back of it. When you're signing these ballot petitions, there's going to be 12 pages on the back of it of language that this petition is going to change. 12 pages of business corporate taxes that this is going to change. Who's going to read that to sign your ballot proposal?
Again, we're confident we're going to get the signatures.
How many do you need? Just real quick, because we are out of time. How many do you need to get this?
253,000.
And where are you today?
We haven't started collecting yet. We just got the language approved.
I encourage people to vote against or not sign the petition signatures.
All right. Well, keep us posted, Mr. Jackson, on your where you get with all of this, for sure.
Thank you.
Both of you, thank you so
Yeah,
much.
Thank
thanks.
you.